Right, we've got Apple Day coming up, so I'm going to have a go at making an apple grinder. Got about 3 months to do it, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to have a tidy up. Don't know where I'm going to put everything, but we'll have a tidy up first. I've just started having a tidy up. This is the first thing I've found. This would do for the shaft to go across the for the grinder to sit on. This is an old shock absorber, come out in the middle of a shock absorber some years ago. I've been sitting in the shed for years. Right, let's do a tidy up. Right, I've had a tidy up, got a little bit of space, so I've just moved everything around a bit. As I say, I've got this shaft, and I'm going to use that. I've phoned my mate up, Dave Widett in Weymouth, and I think he's going to make me a wooden, like a wooden drum to that size hole, so I can fit that on there. I found this old key with a nice bit of steel on that, so I cut that off and drill a hole in that, and so that drives the drum. And I found this old bit of gate, whatever, I think it will keep one of the little puppies in, so it's a nice hardwood there, so I use that to mount this shaft on. So see how we go. Right, that'll do for today. I've got 2 pieces of wood, joined them together like that, put the hole in there, put a hole there to put some sunflower oil down to spin it, and I found a nut for that, so that should go like that. I've got to trim these to length yet, because I don't know what size the roller's going to be, like the drum, with the screws in it to crunch the apples up. Right, what I'm doing is I'm going to make an 8-inch pulley. I don't know if it's right, but that's the idea. Anyway, look, those 2 holes there are 4 inches apart. So I've found the centre of this piece of ply and screwed it in, and now I'm going to mark the circle with that. Just go around it like that. So that should be. Then I'll see what it cuts out like. I'll cut that out with a jigsaw, and so all I've got to do now is cut a groove in it and get a belt. So that's it for today. Bye. I put a groove in it using the router. Don't know how good it's going to be, but it's got a groove in it. So we'll see what it turns out like. I went out to the farm today to see Steve the blacksmith. He's found a couple of belts for me, so there's a nice belt. That should do nicely. And they've got some nice bits of wood up the farm, but the trouble is they've been treated, and you can't really use treated wood because it gives off cyanide and things like that. So this bit has only got wax on it. Used to be a desk that I had, so I'm going to cut a lump out of that. Right, so this is all temporary because I ain't got the what's the name yet. So that's fitted onto there. I'm going to put some bolts in right way through there so that it holds it, so it don't sort of shake it to bits. And that's the belt that Steve gave me, and it's in that pulley. And this is the old motor that I found. Look, it's an old Hoover. I don't know where it's off of because it's got a switch on there. So I'm going to try it now to see if it turns it. So shall we go? Off we go then. Oh, I'm frightened to because that. Yeah, it'll work. Go on in. Oh, look at that. Is that good or what? and I can't stop that, so that should be quite, well, I'm well pleased with that. So that ain't cost me nothing yet. So what we've got to do is put the crusher on there and then hole in there, and then it'll crush it and go through. So I'm pleased with that. There we go then. Better go and have some dinner now. Right, I just had to go and buy some wood. Not expensive, flimming plain wood, not quite wide enough. So I've just joining this onto the side of there. Right, I've got this far so far. I put the 4 bits of wood together, and they slip down into, that's where the apples go in there, but I haven't got the crusher bit on it at the moment, so that's fixed up on there properly, that's all fixed. Top's not, because I've got to put the crusher cylinder, and this is held on here, it sits on there and it sits in the middle, so I have to put a plunger in there, but I've had a bit of an accident. I've broken the switch off of that. Just a bit annoyed about that. It's another job. Well, I put some nuts and bolts through there, and welded that washer onto the shaft so that it's a complete drive, so it won't slip. And I made this cage up to stop anyone getting their clothes caught on it, but I haven't fixed it yet, so that's all ongoing. Right, I've got my drum of wood. It's beautiful. I'm really excited. It's Dave Widett, he made that for me down in Weymouth. His famous sculpture. That's beautiful. So what I've got to do now is I've drilled a hole in there, so put this pin through there, so, and then I'm going to cut a groove in there about 1/2 inch deep, so that will be in there as a drive, so that'll drive the drum, stop it slipping. See, that'll just, there's the pin and there's the groove, and then that just slides in there and it's locked, so that is, the drum is now fixed to the shaft, we hope. Look at that, is that beautiful or what? Right, I've put those screws in, 6 and 5. Everything seems to be looking alright, nothing's touching up, so we'll see how it goes. Well, that's all the screws fitted. What I've done is I've done a 6 and a 5. So they're on the inch and they're on the inch and a half, so the whole lot should be covered. So this is how it's sort of going to go round here, like that. It wouldn't like to be an apple in there, would you? Well, here we go then. Let's have a little test. 1 apple in, bouncing about a bit. 2 apples in. That don't look bad to me. Don't look bad at all. Put a few apples in. Right, going in. One's bouncing about in there. Oh, it didn't last long though. Well, that looks alright, doesn't it? Ready for the press. Well, there it is with the guard on, all ready to the off.